Yes, indeed. Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Day, December the 25th, 2014. It is 4:18 p.m. here in North Carolina, and it is 60 sunny degrees, as you can see by the sun shining in my face. How are you all doing? Welcome in to Over 50 and Fantabulous. I am your Christmassy host, Miss Fat. Just toddling around. Pretty much 90% of the stores are closed. Walgreens is open, as my son and daughter-in-law had discovered. They had to go out and do a little something. I had the pleasure of watching my beautiful granddaughter arrayed in a pink ruffled dress with a little black velvet shrug, looking so beautiful, and little tights with the ruffles on the back end, just so precious. Yes, indeed, it is a pleasure. And I'm discovering that the holidays are so much more enjoyed when you are a brand new grandma. Those of you out there that have little grandchildren, the excitement is watching the smiles on their faces as they open their gifts. Oh, yes, indeed. And sitting at the table to partake, Mama, Grandma, and Great-Grandma have been cooking for a couple of days. And the tail end of everything was probably completed at about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, putting that ham or turkey or what have you in the oven. And conversations and lots of laughter will be around that supper table. And pretty soon we're going to be coming into a brand new year. Lots of New Year's resolutions made. Yes, indeed. There is a young couple that lives, that just moved in downstairs. It is her apartment. And one early morning I woke up to screams as the young man was being very abusive. And the police were called. A few days later, some more yelling. I contacted the apartment folks. The manager shows up banging on the door, throwing him out. He was not supposed to be there. Excuse me. I guess this young man had a 7-day pass. You can do that when family is visiting. And then she knocked on my door, and I had a lengthy discussion with her. And she revealed to me that she is 16 weeks pregnant and had just come from downtown pressing charges and having this young man put in jail. However, yesterday morning, I heard a familiar slam. The young man likes slamming his door. And there he is coming out of her apartment. And I thought I just had days ago a tearful conversation with you, young lady. I hugged you and told you that it would be all right. My daughter-in-law came out and said, "How far along are you?" And they had a little discussion, as young mothers will, mothers to be. while my children were out, I got a knock at the door. It's the young man. I told him just one moment. I picked up my granddaughter in her beautiful little dress and velvet little black shrug outfit. He woke her up. And I said, just one moment, please. I opened the door, holding my granddaughter, and looked at him and said, I go, do you see this right here? I go, this is what you're going to be waking up to as well. Oh, I understand that, ma'am. I'm trying to do better. I want to take my girlfriend out to church this Sunday. I am trying to do better. I said, I understand that. Well, I'm hoping that I have a son. I said, well, that's very interesting. I said, if you have a daughter, just like this one that I'm holding right here, I go, it will be your responsibility to show her how a man should treat her, as you will be the first man in her life. I go, and for your son, if it's a boy, I go, you will be showing him how to be a man. I go, do you understand what I'm saying, son? Yes, I do. He came up to ask me a few questions about something. I can only wish them well. She has kind of been hiding. Not that I'm seeking after her or anything. I'm minding my own business. But he came to ask me about one thing, but God sent him up to me to show him my Emma. I said, when your child comes out and they lay him on your girlfriend's tummy, the first thing you will feel is joy. I go, in the next, a little bit of fear, because you will come to recognize that for about, I would say about 21 years or more, you will have the responsibility of raising that child. Anyways, I wished him a Merry Christmas, and that was the end of that conversation. Made for an interesting portion of my Christmas day. I have a fellow YouTuber that is been trying to have a child, and is $10,000 into the cost of, I'm guessing in vitro. I'm not quite sure of the process. I do know what in vitro is, as some of you do. Isn't that something? On the one end, you have a young woman trying to have a child, costing her a lot of money. And then you have a young couple like the one I just described, and that are going to be having one without much effort. Anyways, just thought I'd share. That's probably the latest and greatest. Old Granny's feeling about 85% better. A lot of the coughing has subsided, and I do believe the infection is finally dissipated. Love you guys very much. I do gratefully appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you on the next one. I love you very much. Merry Christmas.